So today's topic is about sub-transaction. What is sub-transaction is a transaction nested within a current transaction. We call it as sub-transaction. Transaction nested in a current transaction is called sub-transaction. Why we need sub-transaction means if anything goes wrong in the main transaction, it will be showing like it will loop if we have 100,000 loops, so it will complete 1,000 loops. After that only it will stop. Okay, if anything goes wrong in sub transaction, it will crashes that error handling, and it will come out of that, and it will directly go to the main transaction. So we are using sub transaction to avoid error handling. We are using sub transaction. Okay, so this sub transaction is to allow, it is to allow error handling of small units. Small units of code it will be allowing. Okay, if we have anything goes wrong in sub transaction, it will directly begins from the main transaction. That transaction will omit. Okay, that is what that's why we are using sub transaction. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Then I'll give you the program. Actually, we are finding the order. Actually, find also will be we have find. Okay, we but it is not a good practice. But for transactions, we can use find. Okay, it sometimes it will get ambiguous errors in find. If we use a find first, it will omits the ambiguous errors. Okay, that is the difference. Okay, assignment. Difference between find and find first. This is the one of the assignment for you guys. Please complete it, okay? Then I'm writing the query here because we cannot run this transaction in local what in loc I mean in go online editor. So I'm writing the code here itself, okay? We'll see otherwise if we are able to. Here I tried in online editor, but I'm unable to run this query. But this query is good. I mean, this query is important for just remember, okay? Please remember this repeat statement. Inside that repeat statement, we have some other repeat statement. If it is inside repeat, one more repeat will come means we'll call it as sub transaction, like that you have to say to the interviewer. Understood? You have any questions, please ask me. Hello, are you there?
Yes, Akka.
Prompt for use it to? What is the use of prompt for? Hello.
Akka.
What is the use of prompt for?
To get input from each variables and database, Akka.
Yes. Just I took the order table and order line table to club that by using off keyword. Okay. So I'm just assigning the values to the cost. I mean, I'm just assigning the values to the same table field. Okay. Sub transaction. Do we have snippet here? Snipping tool. 1 second. Okay. So this one is sub-transaction. Okay, this inside that inside repeat, one more repeat will come, right? That is the sub-transaction. Understood? Then
Yes, sir.
this one we'll call it as transaction. Okay. Okay. We'll call it as transaction. I'll save it and I'll send it for, I'll attach it in announce, in that portal. Okay. Okay. Sub-transaction will be, you just mention, you just remember inside a repeat loop, if we start with a repeat block, then we can call it as sub-transaction. Okay. Sub-transaction also has the same rules of transaction. I have said you right earlier that repeat, for each, and do, these all are default transaction. Those that will be start with a, if anything comes with a repeat, then if it is comes with a for each, if it is come with a do, and we have some more things, right? Do on end key, do on error. These all are will if that will be start with that that keyword, we can call it as transaction block has started. Okay. If it is in exclusive lock, which is having in the query, then we can call it as transaction has started. Okay. Like that we have to remember. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sub transaction has completed. We'll go with next topic. Can I? Understood, right? If you have any questions, please ask me. Otherwise, we can go to next topic.
అక్క అది మీ ఓన్ GUI ఎడిటర్లో అవుట్పుట్ చూపిస్తారా అక్క?
ఇదా?
ఒక
మీరు యాక్చువల్లీ రండి, ఇక్కడికి రండి ఒక రోజు, నేను ఇది అవుట్పుట్ చూపిస్తాను.
ఓకే.
అందరూ వస్తే, అంటే those who are available, then you can come to our, here, and I'll show you the results. Okay?
Okay, akka.
యా.
Please, you guys discuss and come on one day. Okay? Even streams, for streams also I need to show in my system only, because you guys don't have here we cannot create the files. In my system means I can create the files. So I'll show you the streams topic also in my, here only. I'll take the offline class for that.
యా,
Okay.
ఓకే.
Please discuss yourself, and please nominate the day in this week, and we'll do the, we'll take that offline class. Okay. Then we'll go to the next topic, how to override default transaction. Okay. In this case, with the transaction, making transaction smaller and larger, we can override default transaction. Okay. So making transaction bigger and smaller, we can override the default transaction. Okay. Due to these transactions also will face some issues. So with this making smaller and larger transactions, we can avoid that error handlings. Okay. Understood?
Yes,
Yes, Akka.
Okay. We can take the same code and we can do the smaller transaction. Okay. Smaller means we are making the transaction into subparts. Uh, we need to get the data of one for order table. For that we are making one transaction, and for assigning the values to the order line number, we are making the that into the smaller one transaction. Okay, we can make this to one transaction, and we can make this to another transaction. Okay, we can use do transaction, then we can do end with a end statement. This is the one of the small sub transaction. We can call this as also a sub transaction. Okay, then we can make this to another sub transaction. So we have such a big block, right? We can call this total as a one transaction. Repeat start with the transaction. So if we'll calculate this total it as a one transaction, but we are doing what? We are making the big larger transaction into subparts. Okay, that subparts also we can call it a smaller transaction. Okay, understood?
yes,
So like this we can make the transaction into smaller. Understood?
yes, Akka.
Yes, Akka.
So we can take same code for bigger transaction. We can modify the things. Okay, please remember this code you don't need of remembering code also. Just what I'm saying is just if it is repeat, inside the repeat we'll call it as sub transaction. Okay, if anything inside the repeat statement, one second, one second. So if we need small transactions, so we can subpart into the multiple. Okay, we have two queries, right? We have two find statements here. So we are making that two find statements into subparts of two. Okay, like this we can call it as smaller transaction. Understood?
Yes, Akka.
Don't get confused. Just inside the you just take it as example yourself and you can explain to the interviewer. Okay, okay, for the big transaction we can take do transaction out. So for do, it will loop multiple times, right? Like that. Okay, like this we can keep. We just remove this one. We can keep that end statement here. Understood? Tab. So for the do also, it will iterate some multiple times. After it is coming to the repeat statement, it will repeat the statement in multiple times. After that, it will come inside this repeat, and again it will loop that many times. Okay, this is the bigger transaction. Understood? If we use repeat statement, it will be displayed how many number of order numbers will be available, that many times it will be rotate. Okay, understood? So like that. Yeah. So this one is bigger transaction. By yourself only, remember, I mean, you can say directly do also, do we are doing. After that we are keeping repeat. After that again inside that we are keeping repeat. So it is a bigger transaction, right? So try to avoid this kind of bigger transactions while in the projects. Okay, understood, right? Okay, these are the topics about transactions. I have covered all the transaction concepts. So one more thing, I'll ask you the questions about transactions. So prepare well. I'll ask these things in next class. I'll write
Okay, Akka.
queries and I'll ask you guys. Okay, please remember all the stuff from first topic onwards. Force transactions, no transaction. Then we have how to override the transaction, DB changes. Okay, default transaction. Okay, for pin down, so transaction issues. Okay, to avoid transaction issues, we can use listing files. Okay, listing files and transaction functions. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow after asking all this stuff, I'll give you the topic. I'll give you the explanation about record scope versus transaction scoping. Okay, there is some three rules in that. So I'll help you. I'll tell you that. I'll discuss that topic and we'll close the session tomorrow. Okay. Please prepare well. I'll ask you the questions on transaction. Please prepare well. Okay.
Okay,
Interview
Akka.
questions on tomorrow. Tomorrow's I'm giving today. Tomorrow's topic also. Okay. Interview on transactions. Total topic. Actually, most of the interviewers will ask on transaction. Please prepare well. And discussion topic is about record scoping versus transaction scope. ఓకే. Please ask me the questions. You have anything?
లాస్ట్ క్లాస్ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ మెయిల్
పెట్టాను
పెట్టాను.
ఆల్రెడీ పెట్టాను చూడండి. వచ్చిందా? ఈరోజు పొద్దున్నేనే పెట్టాను. యూట్యూబ్లో కూడా వచ్చింటుంది చూడండి. క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉంటే అడగండి. ప్లీజ్ మీరు బాగా ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వండి, ఎందుకంటే చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ టాపిక్ ఇది. మీరు ఇప్పుడు వరకు చెప్పిన టాపిక్స్ కూడా చాలా మంది రెస్పాన్స్ ఇవ్వట్లేదు. ప్లీజ్ ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వండి, మీకోసమే చెప్తున్నాను నేను. ఓకే.
ఓకే.
సో మీకు అందరికీ పాసిబుల్ అయితే టుమారో రండి. టుమారో కాకపోయినా ఎల్లుండి అన్నా రండి, ఎందుకంటే టుమారో ఇంటర్వ్యూ క్వశ్చన్స్ అడిగి ఆ టాపిక్ వర్సెస్ చెప్పేస్తాను, రికార్డ్ స్కోపింగ్ వర్సెస్ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ స్కోప్. సో ఆ డిఫరెన్స్ కూడా
ఓకే అక్క.
అడుగుతారు ప్రతి ఒక్క ఇంటర్వ్యూలో. అంటే రికార్డ్ స్కోప్ చెప్తా కదా, సో ఇవి రెండు టాపిక్స్ డిఫరెన్స్ అడుగుతారు. సో బాగా నేర్చుకోండి. కానీ ఇంటర్వ్యూ క్రాక్ చేసేది గొప్ప కాదు, కానీ మీరు అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి అటెండ్ అవ్వాలి కదా ఫస్ట్. అక్కడ వెళ్ళి వాళ్ళు అడిగినప్పుడు క్వశ్చన్స్ కి సరిగ్గా ఇవ్వకపోతే తీసేస్తారు మళ్ళీ. మళ్ళా అప్పుడైనా మళ్ళీ నేర్చుకోవాలి కదా అక్కడికి వెళ్ళినా కూడా.
అవునక్క.
సో ఇక్కడే నేర్చుకొని వెళ్తే మీకు ప్రాబ్లం ఉండదు కదా. అది నా పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలో చెప్తున్నాను. సో మీరంతా బాగా నేర్చుకొని ఇక్కడే నేర్చుకొని వెళ్ళినారనుకో అక్కడికి ఏం ప్రాబ్లం ఉండదు. సో నేర్చుకొని బాగా. ఏమన్నా క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉంటే కూడా నాకు ఫోన్ చేయండి, మధ్యలో నేను హెల్ప్ చేస్తాను మీకు.
అక్కడ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ మీద క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏమైనా చెప్తారా?
క్వశ్చన్స్
ఇంటర్వ్యూ
ఇప్పుడు
క్వశ్చన్స్ ఎట్లుంటాయి?
అది నేను రేపు అడుగుతాను, అవన్నీ గుర్తు పెట్టుకోండి మీరు.
ఓకే అక్క.
ఇప్పుడు అన్ని టాపిక్స్ మీద అడిగాను నేను, మీరే మీకు గుర్తున్నాయో లేవో. మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద టాపిక్స్ ఇప్పుడు
ఉన్నాయి.
వరకు నేను క్వశ్చన్స్ అంటే ప్రతి ఒక్కటి అడిగాను. అవి ఉన్నాయి కదా రికార్డింగ్స్, అక్కడ దాంట్లో చూసుకోండి.
ఉన్నాయి.
దాంట్లో చూడండి, నో ఇష్యూస్. ఓకే. ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్స్? సమ్మన్ ఈస్ ట్రైంగ్ టు. ఓకే, క్లోజ్ చేద్దామా క్లాసు? ఏ క్వశ్చన్స్?
అక్క.
ఓకే దెన్ అట్లయితే we can close the session. Okay, bye bye.